Hello and good morning. My name is Jack Oliphant and today we've got something a bit different for you. Normally I do a lot of racing vlogs, but this is going to be a bit special. You see, what we're actually going to do today is a review of a VW camper van. Now, to tell you the truth, what you're actually looking at now is bordering on a fake. No, that's right. This isn't even a VW. It's got the engine from a VW, but it's not the classic engine. It was actually built in 2011 by a company called Danbury. They're coach builders. And what Danbury do is they take a shell and a chassis that has been built actually in Brazil, somebody's letting me through, and they fit the interior and they fit the engine. The engine's actually a water cooled, so fundamentally it works. 1.4 litre VW Polo engine. Now, I had a VW 1.4 Polo engine in a Seat Ibiza once upon a time, and I can actually attest it's very good. The gearbox is, I think, new, and once you get used to aiming for a general postcode rather than a gear, you actually feel it quite smooth. The engine's good, it's powerful, it produces a whopping 80 horsepower, which doesn't feel like a lot, and it isn't. Now the big problem with the camper van is the price. It's £20,000 to £30,000, and you don't get power steering, electric windows, an electric seat, a centre console, a glove compartment that locks, and you get drum brakes. It's fair to say it's lacking in the driver assists. So don't expect cruise control, don't expect an easy ride. You're sat directly over the suspension, which is more like one of those springy door stops that sometimes cats play with in funny videos. I wouldn't really call it suspension. Every bump in the road you send catapulting through the roof. Thanks to the lack of power steering, going in a direction or quickly changing direction is more of a suggestion, and looking out the rear view mirrors is more of a polite courtesy to the driving instructor that taught you all those years ago. Doesn't really do much. So we've established it's not even a VW. So what exactly is it and where does it fit in the current car market? It's obviously too big to be considered a hatchback. It's too tall to be an estate. It's not practical enough to be a van, and it's not big enough to be a motorhome. It's not pointless enough to be considered a crossover, and it's clearly no 4x4 either. It's not as fast as most supercars, but it's more conspicuous than most hypercars. So we're going to test where it fits in today's market. Right, we're going to test practicality. Now picture this, it's a typical summer holiday in Britain. It's tipping it down as you're packing the car away. So what we want to do is we want to see how quickly we can pack the camper van compared to an Audi A4 estate. Let's see who wins. Right, first up, the Audi A4 estate. We're just going to wait for the timer. 3, 2, 1, ready? It's an electric one. Go! We're not allowed to take any of the... That doesn't even fit. We're not allowed to take any of the seats down, okay, because you're going to have kids on summer holiday probably. We're going to try and get all this in. Let's get these bags in. Pile them on top of each other. Standard holiday, take your racing kit. Probably can't fit the golf bag in there, to be honest, so you might take a tent, you never know. Sort of fits. Tripod and a camera, just in case you're going to film a VW camper van review while you're on holiday. Put that in there. You might want to clean up after yourself, but it's not going to fit. You might have done some gardening. I'm going to say that's probably about finished. Oh! Close! Close! Stop timer! Right, so next up is the camper van. This is a bit more awkward to start with, but oh wait, we need to wait for the timer. 3, 2, 1, go! Right, it's not an electric boot, but it is just as slow and awkward. You have to take the wheel off, move that right out of the way, then you have to get your key because it's not central locking. Then you open it. Right, as you can see, it's a lot higher, which actually is advantageous for me. So, let's start sticking things in, see how quickly we can do this. As you can see, it's a shallower boot though, even though it looks like it should be huge. Oh, that's heavy. Stick some stuff on there. Now I'm hoping we're going to be able to get the golf bag and broom in and everything. As you say, we're not allowed to take, oh, that's putting into that. We're not allowed to take the seats down because you've got to be able to have 4 people in it. Get the tent in. But what we can do with the camper van is come round. All this space for activities. You might want to stick your broom in so the kids can clean up. You never know. Chuck a box in. They can hold that. And maybe even your golf clubs. I don't know how they're going to stay up on the M6, but you know, you can give it a go. Right, I reckon we're going to close it up. Make sure it's all locked. Get the keys. Imagine it's raining, it's going to be awful. You got kids screaming. And stop the timer. Now, although the Audi did win the speed test, if you take the camper van, you will be able to take things like your broom or golf clubs or an empty cardboard box, which is much more important on a British summer holiday. And anyway, if we're going to do tests, there's something that's much more important. Let's start her up. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. I've got a 1.4 litre Polo engine. What do you expect me to do with that? Let's move it on, move it on, move it on. We won't embarrass that, move it on. Right, well, that's been the quick question. Which would these two gentlemen rather have? Jensen or the VW camper van? Lads, what do you think?
It's got to be the Jensen, without a doubt.
The Jensen?
Definitely the Jensen.
Both of the Jensen. Any reasons why you just don't like the camper van? Or?
Jensen Interceptor is probably my dream car.
I mean, they're both cool. Don't get me wrong, they're definitely cool, but just something quite nice, isn't it?
Dream car?
Yeah.
Oh, fair play. Okay, well, thanks very much, lads. Right, we found a few more people to answer the question. Would they have a Jensen or would they have the VW camper van? And lads, what we said?
Camper for me.
Camper for you. Jensen, any reasons why?
I had one.
You had one? Lads,
I've had a couple of them.
it is a beautiful car, but if you had a camper then you do have an emotional attachment, I guess, as well, a little bit. Now, sir, which would you rather have, the Jensen or the camper?
The Jensen.
The Jensen. Can I ask why? Faster, yeah, big V8 to be fair, hasn't it? Now, in total, we asked 8 people, and all bar 1 said they would rather have the Jensen Interceptor. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's a silly test, but the camper van is supposed to be desirable. It's one of its main selling features. But to be honest, we could get hold of a Jensen Interceptor, and we went to Alton Park, so if you're really looking for a fair test, this probably isn't it. But anyway, we'll move on. Right, so clearly, one of the most important tests when it comes to a camper van is how it handles. Now, we are being a bit silly here, but there is an important message, because if you're in a car park and you're trying to find a car parking space, then you need to be able to actually manoeuvre your vehicle. And this hasn't got power steering. It's not a race. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. So we've devised a small course. And as we go around, we're going to go up this little ramp. Still trying to, oh, that's not a gear. That's clutch. Come on, keep it going. And we're going to try and just go round. So this is going to be a pretty good test because it's slightly tight. Now imagine you can't see any car parking spaces free. Let's say we're trying to find one now. Can't quite see one, so we're going to swing through these bollards now. It's actually quite hard, and that's again when you're traveling at slow speeds. Very difficult thing to maneuver. Let's say we're just going to pull up to here. Yep, no. Try and get through there. Nope, no car parking spaces, so we're going to have to go again. Go right again. Very easy to screw this, so I'm going to have to take this a bit of speed because I'm in second now. And now let's say you found a space and you want to reverse park it. This is where the interesting bit comes in. So you have to get it into reverse, which in itself is guesswork and spell victory. And you have to try and park it without hitting anything else, which is nigh on impossible without help. I feel sick already. And one more, straighten it up. And that, I'm going to say that's good enough. And I'm poking about 4 foot out the end. It's not ideal in a tight parking space. Oh, I'm hot. Whew. Well, that's the handling done. Clearly parked expertly. Not the easiest thing to do in the world. It's possible, but I would advise it's a 3-person job. What's the next thing we have to do? Obviously, it's better than a Citroen Berlingo. Everything is better than a Citroen Berlingo. I would rather have a tent than a Citroen Berlingo. In fact, now at the end of the day, the clue is in the name. It is a camper van. And what we're going to try and prove now is whether or not it's actually better for camping than something that's been around for years. I'm not a man who does tents, I'm not a man who does camping very often. So, would I rather have a tent than a camper van? Well, we're about to find out as we're going to pull up to a camping site and see how the locals are getting on. So we're just going to pull in here and see how everything's getting on as we... Oh, see, there's someone already trying to put up a tent, I think, or is he trying to take one down? Well, he doesn't look like he's having an awful lot of luck there. Still, it doesn't stop us setting up, does it? Oh, God. That doesn't seem very fun. Oh well, better turn off and get myself set up. That doesn't look too enjoyable now, does it? I'm just going to get into my humble abode. Look at that, I'm already set up. He doesn't seem to be having much fun. And as I sit here, just going to contemplate on the day a little bit. and think how lucky I am that I'm not in a tent. So all in all, what do we think of the camper? Well, we've proved that it's not as desirable as a Jensen Interceptor. There aren't many of them around. We've proved it's better than a tent, and obviously a Citroen Berlingo. Its handling is archaic, to say the least. But it does bring a smile to your face, to be fair, and you can put a lot into it, whether or not it slides around. It's a happy car. Everybody you drive past waves and smiles. It is a lot of money, but honestly, this car would be perfect to take to, let's say, Cornwall, if you want to drive it that far, and then pull up, have a cup of tea, enjoy the sunset and the seaside, and then I would probably go and stay in a hotel, to be honest. It's not the biggest, it's a bit uncomfortable, but I do like it, and that's what matters. What? So you see my thoughts on the camper van? It's not the most luxurious, it is definitely not the easiest to drive, but it does give you a big smile, and it puts a smile on everybody you drive fast as well. I've enjoyed my time with it. I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer, so tune in next time where hopefully we'll have another cool car review, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. Do wish I had electric windows though. Thanks very much for watching. This is a passion project, so if you give it a like and a subscribe, that'd be great. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you soon.